Welcome to our SIP ILP PD and Coaching Series, Induction Sections 1A, 1B, and 1C Asynchronous module. Let's start with our this or that connector. Which do you prefer? This, number 1, revolving microwave meal, or that, number 2, revolving sushi? Do you prefer 1, hedgehog on a hamster wheel, or 2, human in a hamster wheel? Do you prefer 1, riding around on Dumbo, or 2, riding around on a roller coaster? And finally, do you prefer 1, Steph on loop, or 2, LeBron on loop? Hopefully you've noticed that these are cycles, and that's going to connect with today's module. Here are our SIP team members. Feel free to reach out to us with any of your questions or should you need additional support. Today's purpose is to explore the induction ILP sections 1A, 1B, and 1C in closer detail, to understand the goal cycle and each section's part in the cycle, and to consider coaching strategies for these sections by viewing an actual coaching video. Let's start with parts of the goal cycle and its connections to the ILP sections. In a goal cycle, each section leads into the next and continues as you plan, revise, and refine. We start with collecting and analyzing data. Once we have that, it leads into the selection of a CSTP focus and the development of an anti-racist question of practice to start this inquiry. From there, teachers create a SMARTY goal with specific action steps. They then teach and implement the goal and action steps. That leads into an assessment of student progress, which leads to teacher reflection and adjustment, and the cycle begins again. At this time, we're going to ask you to review each section in more detail. Click on the links to access each one. 1A is data analysis and understanding of identity. 1B is the CSTP focus, anti-racist question of practice, and SMARTY goal. And 1C is the CSTP growth, evidence, and reasoning. Some questions to consider as you review individually. What does the data tell you in section 1A? Based on what you notice in 1A, how might you guide and support your teacher through sections 1B and 1C? Again, click on the links in the previous slide to access these sections. Now that you've reviewed each section, this is a coaching video focusing on sections 1A and 1B. What are your noticings around coaching strategies and coaching moves? Please remember to maintain confidentiality, empathy, and grace for the teacher and coach as you view and consider their interactions. So please, no discussion of what's happening in these videos outside of this session. Please click on each video to view each section. Each video is about 2 minutes or less. Some questions to consider after viewing the videos. What are your noticings? What coaching moves were used, and what did those moves elicit from the teacher? What were entry points to move forward into 1B and 1C? What do you think happened in prior sessions to get the teacher to this point? What might a coach do in following coaching sessions? And based on your own identity as a teacher and coach, in which direction might you guide your own teachers in 1A and 1B? Next steps, please check in with your teachers to see if they have joined their SIP Google Classroom, have teachers access their ILP in the classroom and share it with you, schedule regular meeting dates and informal observations. And remember, induction and intern candidates meet for 1 hour weekly. emergency permit teachers meet for 1 hour every other week. Please feel free to contact us with any questions. Here is our contact information. And again, we look forward to working with you this year. Have a great year.